You have a workflow product, in my opinion, that's absolutely magnificent. It deserves to be heard and heard clearly, and it is called PrimeCenter. You're the expert. What is the core function of PrimeCenter, and why would somebody want to have it?
Yeah, there's a lot of functionality of PrimeCenter, but at the bare bones, it's really about prepress and automation and getting print-ready layouts before the rip.
Okay.
So allowing the operators to focus on printing, ripping jobs versus prepress preparing the jobs.
If I look at PrimeCenter and I own Onyx or Flexi or EFI or some other rip, why should I be listing this? I don't have Caldera.
Well, PrimeCenter is rip agnostic.
There we go.
Yeah, so it actually generates a print-ready PDF and then a cut file that works with pretty much every flatbed cutter on the market. And we also now support Summa plotters as well.
Yeah, cool. I think that's really important because what you built is a complete a new vision of the order of printing, and you have some incredibly smart people that put this together. And they explained it, and I went, I can't believe nobody has thought of this. Like you guys said, let the rip do the rip thing.
Right.
It's mostly just color.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to take all those other pieces that got thrown together over the years, and we're going to completely restructure it, but put it at the front end.
You're exactly right.
And it doesn't matter what rip you use, and this would always be your fundamental interaction, and then the file just goes to the rip and goes, oh, I handle color.
Yeah, and that's the best part. I mean, a lot of our customers, I mean, even if they only have one rip that isn't Caldera, that's fine, but we also see a lot of customers that have multiple rip platforms.
Yeah.
And PrimeCenter can normalize the prepress functionality for all of their rips. Whatever comes in the box is usually what they go with.
Yeah, they'll be using Mamaki for these printers, and they'll be using Onyx for this, and Caldera for these fabric printers.
Right.
And, yeah, that's common.
Yeah, they have the canned profiles that came with the devices, so they can run with those. Maybe they don't want to build new color profiles, but they still need to improve their prepress workflow.
Okay,
so
cool.
PrimeCenter is a great fit for that.
Excellent. So nesting, especially true shape nesting. I think one of the things that a lot of my customers want is, I want to take an image and I want something smarter than me to put it together and put it on the page without me having to go through and figure out how that works. I'm assuming it does that very well.
Yeah, it does it really well. Not only can we do the contour nesting and we rotate it down to a single degree to really squeeze things in, but with our nesting algorithm, we can also control the batching and the sorting. So not only are you able to do these really nice layouts with excellent media savings, but they also make sense whenever they come off the printer and they come off the cutter. So they're not playing 52 card pickup at the end of the day.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Very good. I had a guy, shop owner, said to me, hey, my graphic designer, we had to let him go. And I said, why'd you let him go? He said, because he couldn't identify files that were lower res in time, and we would print them all and we go to install them and they're all pixelated. I said, well, and I thought of this. I thought, wait a minute. If this guy had had PrimeCenter, he could have dropped that file in, and PrimeCenter would have went, not at that size.
Exactly.
So it does like file intelligence and image intelligence and applies all that so that your people, and it's really easy to miss that. It's missed everywhere. I'm in the trade show. I'm seeing it in booths. Right.
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary to see. Yeah, I mean, the way we're able to do that is we actually embed Callus PDF Toolbox technology inside of PrimeCenter, so every customer has access to that. But with that technology, not only are we able to apply manipulations to files, but we're able to check files as well.
Okay.
So whether it's resolution, which is blatantly obvious, but also like overprinting, which that one is usually missed until the customer gets it in most cases.
What is parallel processing? Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, that's a great one. So with parallel processing, what you're able to do is you're able to have maybe multiple scenarios. Maybe you're doing stickers and also yard signs. So with PrimeCenter, you're actually able to run multiple what we call recipes. They're presets.
Yeah.
All they are, right?
But almost everything everyone runs in the business is a preset.
Right.
I want somebody to build me presets because I'm busy, and I'm like, that of the 100th jobs I do, 10 of them I do over and over again, and that's when I need presets. And if somebody is more clever than me and can just say, this is how you lay out the coroplast or the stickers, I'll follow the recipe.
Yeah, I mean, we actually embed a number of templates inside PrimeCenter. So getting up and going day one, there's a number of templates that are there. Then we also have a dedicated success team for PrimeCenter. So we actually help customer build 3 to 4 recipes during their demo trial to make sure that they can really validate the software and see what it does.
When you introduce a new software, especially to a shop that's familiar with running this way, there's always resistance and there's always sort of a trepidation, or how long it's going to take me to learn this. And I find if it takes too long or it's too complicated, the minute you're gone, they bail on it. And they go back to what they used to do and they say, that didn't work for me. Is this pretty intuitive to get results in key areas early to where you almost go, oh, that feature, I'm going to use that right out of the gate because that saved me a ton of time. Thank you, Caldera.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. A lot of our customers do find that ROI sweet spot, like whether it's our double-sided nesting algorithm, because that's a huge pain point in prepress, whether you're doing the weird hand thing to flip the double-sided to make sure you're mirroring it the right way on the back side. But whenever we're doing that demo phase, we're building those recipes with the customer. So as soon as we connect after that first hour, they have working examples.
Yeah.
So not only are they validating the software, but they're taking some work off their shoulders to go and play with it more and get their ROI day one.
Okay, so you feel that you could, get them to clearly identify real early, hey, that fixed this, that's good. I like this is good. Let's look at the other 10 features.
Exactly.
Okay, tell me a little bit also the way it handles, I'm a barcode guy. I do everything in barcodes. That HP had this, barcode Suma thing, and I went, oh, that's dynamite. I'm never doing anything else again. And Zune had great barcode consent. So annotations and barcode structures, how does it handle it?
Yeah, so you really have two different sides of that. One is on the cutting side. So for each manufacturer that we support, whether it's Suma, Zune, or Kongsberg, we have unique barcoding systems for them. So as a cutter operator, you scan that code, the file is automatically imported,
Nice.
and materials and methods are associated. So there's not a bunch of questions for the operator on the cutter side either. They can really get it going by initializing the tools and start cutting the projects. There's also annotations for individual pieces within the nest. So if you want to identify something, which is very common for direct-to-film or DTF, so our direct-to-film customers are using the metadata from a file name and building a custom annotation tag underneath each transfer. So whenever it goes through the production process, it's a tear-off annotation. They go and marry it up with the garment. They can remove the tracker, put it on the garment, and they know exactly
nice.
what garment and what image goes to where.
So this thing is a whole workflow tagging system all the way along.
Absolutely.
That if you know this, and everyone's familiar with it, they can use all kinds of different rips for other things. And then the rip is just doing the color part. It just handles the color. And you guys have made it completely agnostic.
As long as it supports a PDF print file, you're good to go.
Yeah, PDF print files are pretty straightforward.
Pretty standard.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Tell me about hot folders.
Yeah, so I love our hot folders. Everybody knows a hot folder. You drop a file in and it processes. That's really the bare bones. What PrimeCenter can do is actually it extracts metadata from the file naming convention. So at the very bottom of the pile, if you can add the number of copies to the file name, PrimeCenter can extract that out. So from your hot folder workflow, you don't actually have to do anything else other than submit that file.
Like just in the name, drop
underscore 10 or underscore
Really?
whatever your value is and keep the same pattern and it will extract it every single time.
So what you did is over decades of seeing patterns, you said there's all kinds of repetition. Let's just build this into straightforward script and algorithm and then just make it really easy for somebody that, because a lot of the people running a production operation are often not that experienced. They kind of got thrown in there, and I think your software is it gives you this, this very experienced production guy in your shop who says, here, I'll just script all this for you, and this will all make sense, and all you have to do is drop files in.
Exactly, and I think that anyone that wants to do any type of automation, if you can control your naming convention, I think that's kind of the bare minimum. And PrimeCenter lets you take that and run with it. So no complex ERP, MIS integration day one.
Yeah.
But once you build those recipes with file naming convention, you can pass the XML information to your team. And then the next weeks, you can start running an XML workflow with the same exact configuration you've already built.
All right. I know to a lot of you what he's saying about XML and all this seems like, cryptic or arcane. Trust me, they make it so easy that you don't need to understand it because they figured it all out. And once you do it, once you go through it, you go, oh, that makes all the sense in the world. That saves me time. That saves me aggravation.
Right.
It allows you to track your whole workflow.
Sure.
Are there scalable versions of this? Is it just one version or are there different iterations depending on, shops are different sizes. They need different levels of complexity.
Yeah, that's a great question. There's actually 3 versions of PrimeCenter. There's what we call Essentials, Pro, and Max.
Okay.
And they're really based on the levels of automation they bring. So Essentials is the more manual version where you can still benefit from all the print and cut benefits and nesting algorithms. And then the Pro and Max are when you segue into the automation features and really can become hands-off with your workflow capabilities. What's actually coming out right now is our new multi-layer feature with PrimeCenter.
Oh, I like multi-layer.
Yeah, so multi-layer with print and cut is extremely complex, and every rip on the market has a very hard time of handling these layouts.
Yes.
So PrimeCenter is actually working with multi-page PDFs. It will nest those files, add all your registration marks for cutting, same as all the amazing nesting algorithm does today. but it's building that multi-layer configuration for the
very
output.
nice.
And with the Caldera RIP version 19, metadata is embedded into that. So whenever you place it into a driver, it actually knows that your varnished white color or whatever crazy configuration is there is already embedded into the file, and it's a simple click of a button.
Cool. People struggle with and with white ink and clear and everything else and all these complex layers. A lot of people I find struggle. You know, they know what they want to make, but they don't know how to do it, and they want a little help. And it sounds like you guys are basically making that process very easy and intuitive. A lot of rips out there don't handle finishing, and finishing to me is huge because everyone can print, but now you still have to make it into something, and that requires your finishing, which has to be done at the file point prior to the rip, really, to set that all in motion right. And you guys are so compatible with all these finishing equipment devices that whatever you have, yep, there it is, we have it, and it's handled right.